Hey, Oilers fans. I'm here alongside defenseman Alex Brooks. You've already played a couple of games here. What can fans expect from you and your style of play as this year continues?
I guess, over the course of my career, just tried to really simplify what I do, just try to be consistent every night.
Simplify your game, and we've also seen after the first two games, we had a couple of fans come down from Kansas City to come watch you, and so we've mentioned with guys about where hockey's taken you, but maybe with you, what about some people that you've met through the game? Obviously, a kind of a fan favorite if someone's rolling down here, a 5-hour drive to come watch you play.
Yeah, I've been on a few teams now, and the ladies that came down from Kansas City, do something similar here with the Adopt a Oiler. They do the Adopt a Mavs up there, and that was my Adopt a Mav, and she claims she's going to come down here and adopt me here too. And I don't, I was like, okay. But no, they're great people, and I'm fortunate that everywhere that I've been, it's just people have been welcoming, and people try to make it a smooth transition. And I was happy that somebody got to come down and watch me play my first game this year. Family's a little far away this year, but I know they're watching from back home.
With you mentioned your family and playing hockey and being a few locations before pro, before college, before junior. What got you into the game? Was it a specific person? And what was your experience like playing hockey as a kid?
I think it was my dad. My uncles all played too, but my dad, he was a late bloomer. I think he was just a kid skating in a pond, and a couple of the high school kids were like, "Hey, we need a goalie," and he's like, "Okay," and so he pushed my brother and I on the ice, and apparently I wanted nothing to do with it when I was a kid. Couldn't get my brother off the ice, and you couldn't get me off fast enough. And just obviously having that older brother too, like somebody to always play with in the backyard, and if he's playing hockey, I'm playing hockey, so I'd say that's probably where it started.
Obviously a blessing to have the type of skill and the work ethic that you've had to get where you are. And it took you to college. You played at Wisconsin Stevens Point, played with a lot of guys that have played here at one point or another in Tulsa. What is it like in a program like that? And why do you think they're so successful at putting guys to the next level? I mean, obviously they had that just dominant championship run a few years ago as well. What is it like at Wisconsin Stevens Point, and what do you think they do to prepare players for the pro level?
I think it's just it all just comes down to coaching for one. Chris Brooks there, no relation. He did a great job. Like honestly, like he was an old pro, coached at Western Michigan too for a little while there. It's like he just kind of knew what it took to get to the next level, and the way he had us prepare was more so than probably most D1 teams, I would assume. Obviously, I don't know from firsthand, but it was like every day was a battle, and there was no off days, and there was we get to the games, and games were easier than practices. Honestly, it was
Yeah,
steamrolling teams, and
right.
and then they get those first couple guys, Kevin Gibson played in the league for a couple of years. You get those first guys that kind of break in the league and show that they can stick, and it just makes it easier for the next guys to come down the line. And then my class came through, and then these younger classes now you're getting Beauvais coming through,
Right. Yeah.
right? So it's just like, so guys like Gibson, guys like kind of paves the way for the younger guys, proving that we can play in this league.
Right. And maybe moving a little bit away from the hockey side of things, when you're away from the rink, what kind of things do you do to wind down?
you know, Rest is a weapon. Naps are always good. But when I'm not napping, I enjoy playing golf. The roommate brought up we were playing golf, and was fortunate enough, through quarantine, that golf was one of those sports that was
Right.
still allowed to do, and played a lot of golf this year. I brought the handicap down a little bit. Not as low as I like to be, but
Where is it at
playing a
now?
lot of golf this year. I'd like to run that say.
Wait, a lot
I'm,
a lot of guys have been filling us in. There's a pretty wide range. I mean, everybody's definitely
oh
got
yeah, yeah, yeah.
a better one than me, that's for sure. But uh,
Right. No, it depends. I'd
yeah,
say like 7 to 9 range.
yeah,
But in the beginning of the summer, I was 18 plus,
Right.
like, because I, barely golf.
Mm-hmm.
And this year is actually like put the time in, actually start practicing a little bit, actually go to the driving range. And so it was nice to see that number come down. Putting makes a big difference.
Yeah. No, give yourself a few gimme putts maybe here and there, right?
No. Very honorable.